Okay, so hi everyone, my name's Alex and this is going to be one of my videos for my chemistry tutorials, and today I'm just going to be explaining what acids and alkalis are. Just four or five slides, and then just explaining, what they are and what the uses are. So it's just going to be a really short plate presentation just to get you into the basics of it. So let's get started. So first, acids. So an acid is a substance with a specific chemical property which can be very corrosive or irritant depending on the level on its pH scale. And the level of pH scale is just a scale which measures a chemical's specific, whether it's properties, whether it's acidic, it goes from 0 to 6, and if it's 7, it's neutral. If it's 0, it means it's a very strong acid, and if it's 6, it means it's a very weak acid, and if it's 14, it means it's a very strong alkali, and if it's 7, if it's between 8 and 10, I would say it's a weak alkali. So I'll just explain the acid slideshow. So for a substance to be an acid, it has to be between 0 to 6 on the pH scale, with 1 being the strongest type of acid and 6 being the weakest. So a core facet of acid is that it is known to turn litmus paper red. I'm sure you can go on YouTube and type in acid turns paper red and you'll see an example of that. So an example of a strong acid includes sulfuric and nitric acid, which can cause severe burns. And weak acids include vinegar, which you put in your fish and chips, and citric acid, which is used in a variety of fruit juices. So that's just basic. So strong acid, sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Those two sound strong and they sound dangerous. So I wouldn't go near. So don't go near any of them. So if you see any signs or bottles with sulfuric acid on or nitric acid on, don't go and use them or open them. And the weak acids like vinegar, which you put in your chips or you put in any foods really, as well as citric acid. So acids. So an acid is just a substance with specific chemical properties which can be corrosive as well as irritant, and an acid is always between 0 and 6 on the pH scale. Yeah. So alkalis. So an alkali is a solution which has been dissolved in water, i.e. an alkali is aqueous. An alkali has a pH of 7 and upwards of up to 14. Now I won't say 7, I'll change that to 8. Because 7 is usually neutral, which means it's halfway between an alkali and halfway between an acid, which I think water's one, I'm not sure. An example of a weak alkali is seawater as well as baking powder. Seawater, it tastes salty, but it's not going to be all, it's not like water, is it normal water, it's like seawater. As in baking powder is used to, help bake food, whether it's bread or, just overall cakes. So whereas an example of a strong alkali includes bleach and drain cleaner, and bleach is very strong. If you ever used it in your bathroom, which I hope you haven't, I hope your parents have done it for you, you can smell it's very, very strong, as well as a drain cleaner. They smell extremely strong, so don't ever go near any of them unless you're accompanied by an adult. So another thing that's to do with alkalis is bases. 1 minute. Okay, I think my flatmate's probably able to hear me, but oh well. So a bases can be related to the alkalis, as a base is a substance which is used to help neutralize / get rid of an acid. Two examples of a base are ammonia and calcium hydroxide, and a base which is soluble in water is called an alkali. How convenient. So a base which is convenient in water is called an alkali. So there you go. So I'll get rid of the rid word. I don't think neutralize and rid mean the same thing really. I'll get rid of rid. So acids and their uses. So nitric acid is used to make fertilizers and is colorless. Phosphoric acid is used to make detergents, fertilizers, and even soft fizzy drinks. Carbonic acid is used to make carbonated drinks, so your Coca-Colas. Citric acid is found in lemons, etc. So alkalis and their uses. So you have sodium hydroxide, which is an alkali, which is also known as caustic soda, and is used to clean drains. Now this is very dangerous as well, so don't ever go near caustic soda. That can cause really bad burns, so don't ever go near that. So as well as magnesium hydroxide, which is known as indigestion powder to help people with the indigestion problems, and sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda or baking powder, and is used to help cook various foods. So I'll just go over the thing again. I need to get this done. I've got the website to make. So an acid is a substance with specific chemical properties which can be very corrosive or irritant depending on its level of the pH scale, especially with pH 1 and pH 2. That can really be bad, like really bad burns. So for a substance to be acidic, it needs to be between 0 and 6 on the pH scale. Examples of a strong acid include sulfuric and nitric acid. Examples of weak acids include vinegar. An alkali is a solution which has been dissolved in water, i.e. aqueous. It has to be between a pH of 8 and 14 of the pH scale. A strong acid includes bleach and drain cleaner, and a weak acid is seawater. I know the presentation isn't that high quality. It's because I get nervous because, I don't know, I have anxiety that my flatmates will hear me and then they'll make comments and then they'll laugh at me and laugh about me. So I apologise if the presentation isn't that high quality. But I think the next time I might use, instead of using Microsoft PowerPoint, I might use Prezi. That's a lot more presentable and not more interactive. So yeah, hopefully you've learned something. And if not, just dislike and comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.